guilty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? We're back. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime. And today it was a surprise. It was really a surprise. So before we get into this today, I kind of had like a joking tagline. Has Stephan Sterns received a package from Jenn Soto? No. If you saw me earlier, I answered that question. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised that let me scoot over. And if you want to know about the Hollywood, if you know, you know. There we go. Bye YouTube. Hello Hollywood. We were bringing Hollywood to YouTube. So welcome everybody. Welcome. All right, welcome. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can, and only if you support the channel. All right. Now, as I get into this, I kind of came on a couple of minutes early because I wanted to talk a bit about what we do here on Guilty of Crime. And what we started doing on Guilty of Crime is trying to get justice and be a voice for those that don't have one and their family members. I never in a million years would have thought that we would have almost 20, well, we're at almost 24,000 and counting every day, as well as the attention that we get from other channels, from people everywhere, from trolls, whatever. So I ask you, thank you more for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. I appreciate that. It still doesn't say a lot for those that have a Guilty of Crime membership, because if you have a membership and you don't support my channel, please, with every fiber of my being and with the utmost respect, I ask you, keep scrolling. All right, keep scrolling. Last night I did a members only. And if you were on the members only, you guys know that I did a Lori Vello members only and YouTube cut it off. They deleted it. Yes, you're on time. We just started. All right. So thank you, Rachel Burton, for being a member for 4 months. Prayers, justice for Maddie, because that's why we're here. All right, guys, that's what we're here for. But if you don't support that and you don't support me, I don't need you to buy memberships. Don't be here, because we did a live members only live. And that means it was only you guys that actually buy a membership that are here. And so somebody came on there. I'm not even going to mention their name because I timed them out. They can't talk anymore on my channel. And they started accusing me of talking trash about Deb Sterns on a members only. And I deleted it because I didn't want her to see it. Very untrue, guys. So if you're here to support my channel, be here to support my channel. If not, I ask you kindly, just keep scrolling. Don't stop and make those comments. All right. And that might be the internet, guys. It might be the internet. I can't help what the internet does if it freezes. So what happened today was I woke up this morning and I saw the jail records from Grizzly True Crime. All right. I saw the jail records, and that's not what I was going to cover today. But as I started watching that, I said, oh no, this isn't correct. And the reason I knew why is because Deb Sterns texted me. I got a text this morning. She's like 3 hours ahead of me. So I got a text message from her, and it came right from Stephan Sterns' jail tablet. And it talked about Mariella, the girl that said that Stefan likes to have sex with the dead, with dead things, and he's a necro and this and that. So I was like, oh, well, I don't think his anything was taken away. I don't think his phone or his tablet was taken away because he's texting his mom. So I was curious. I'm listening to Grizzly True Crime, and I'm like, wait a minute. No way Jenn Soto is sending packages to Stephan Sterns. So I just curiously texted Deb, and I was like, hey, did you see this? Do you see what they're saying about that? Can you tell me a little more? And she kindly did. Which gave me information for me to go on and react to this video. Now, I am a grizzly as well. So another grizzly went to Gizela, and they gave my information, and now she corrected herself. All right. She corrected herself. Now, when we watch the video, you guys are going to see that she says in the video, another grizzly came to me, and I'm correcting myself for the theory that the person that sent the package is in fact not Jenn Soto, but Stefan's buddy. It's his jail buddy. He hasn't been anyone's bitch yet, guys. We don't know if that's going to happen, but Stephan Sterns is not anyone's bitch yet. It is, in fact, his friend, and he shared his PIN with him, and whatever exchange they have going on, that package came from that Genesis chick, which is his cellmate's girlfriend. So the cellmate's girlfriend sent that over, and then you guys ask, well, how do you know you're talking to Deb? Because I've been talking to Deb. And I know it's her. She also sends me videos and things that only she has and nobody else has. So I will play the Maddie video when Maddie was back in 2017 with the poodles. I have pictures that you guys have never seen. I'm talking to Deb. Trust me. I promise I'm talking to Deb. And let me just clear up one more thing. Yes, Deb Sterns. That's where I got this information. And I have it all right here. Received from Stephan Sterns, 428 at 9:56 p.m. Hey, Mom, a lot of info there. I'll get to that in a bit. I have messages from Stephan Sterns. All right. It came from Stephan Sterns directly to his mom from his jail tablet. So, in fact, I'm just bypassing buying it from the state. However, Grizzly and Plunder buy stuff. I don't have the money to buy stuff like that. I don't make that amount of money on my channel to buy stuff. So that being said, I'm bypassing that and just going straight to the source. So you're going to hear some text messages today that you'll hear again later on when those texts come out and Grizzly and everybody else could buy them. All right. So I got the text messages. I got a lot of things. So I'm going to react to that video today and just tell you some of the things that I got information from. Last thing. What's up, Millie? Good to see you, my friend. And Anna says, ask Deb if Maddie's dog was from Deb's poodle. I'll ask her right now. She's here, guys. She's here. So I can certainly ask her questions, whatever. And the person that I timed out, and if you're watching it, I never am trying to exploit Deb, but maybe we're exploiting each other. First, I talk to Deb and I hear, oh, she's using you. She's lying to you. She's so bad, blah, blah, blah. And then I talk about Grish and I's conversation, and I get that from one of my own crime crew members that I'm exploiting her and I have to hide it behind a paywall. No, I don't. She has access to my paywall and can see everything that I'm saying. So I pose the question, maybe we're using each other. There you go. All right. So I'm here for Maddie, justice for Maddie, and out of curiosity. I have curiosity in this case, and you guys do too. All right. So I will ask. It probably is a poodle from Deb. Rosie, thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate you. Yes, all relationships are an exchange. So especially if you're a crime crew family, please don't come on and insult me because you're in a members only. And if you didn't watch the whole thing, you wouldn't know that Lori Vallow, the video got pulled down. I have nothing to hide from any of you. All right, I'm very transparent and I don't have to be, but I am. So happy Tuesday, everyone. This is why we're here today, because I saw the video that Grizzly did, and out of curiosity, I wanted to know more. And so I, by chance, texted Deb Sterns, and Deb answered me, and she gave me some stuff that I can share with you guys. All right. So that being said, let's keep going. I love you guys. Hit the like, subscribe, all that. Get your memberships. Donate to the channel if you have the means. If you don't. And if you don't like my content, please keep scrolling. I don't need your memberships or any of that. Just keep on trucking. All right. I don't need any of that drama. I work full time, and I came here because this is my dream, to do true crime in a capacity that I'm able to get such information and go to court and do these things. So that's what I'm here for. All right, Chris, thank you. Jay, keep being a strong mama. Cyber Sleuth Steph, you gotta love the Cyber Sleuth. All right. So I'm gonna get into it today. I am responding to, and thank you, Mystic. I appreciate all the love and support in the background. You know. All right, guys, under the Mystic Moon 1111. Let's say a prayer for Maddie, that she gets complete and utter justice, and that everyone in this case gets what they deserve, including Jenn Soto. All right. So we'll start that out on taking a look at a beautiful video of Maddie with the poodles back in 2017 when she was so little. And I don't get to see many of those. So I take them when I can. Right. And of course I asked for permission. She said, yes, I don't do anything. I'm not trying to exploit anyone or do anything nefarious. I'm just genuinely here trying to do what I've been doing for the last year. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll do something else, right? I have a job. It's not going to hurt me if I'm not here, but I sure do love what I do. I sure do really love what I do. So come on, guys, let's keep me here by supporting me on all levels. All right. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, Lynette. Good to see you, my friend. Let's watch this Maddie video real quick so that we remember why the heck we're here and why are we fighting with each other anyway? Why are people attacking me or Deb or any of those people? Let's attack Stefan. Let's make sure that justice is served by what happened. Again, innocent until proven guilty, right? But in the meantime, we find out what we find out. Now, Jenn didn't like big poodles, so I guess that is not the case. That is not the case. They had her sister-in-law's, I don't even know how to say that, dog, Deb. I'm sorry. Her sister-in-law is in an Alzheimer's nursing home, and they didn't want the dog to go to a shelter. So Stefan asked that Jenn keep Sailor because that is a service dog for anxiety. So Jenn didn't like big poodles. All right. So that's your answer to that. That's your answer to that. And anybody that doubts that I'm actually talking to Deb Sterns, I don't care. I don't care. I wouldn't go on this platform and lie to you. I have no reason to. Also, well, today, Grizzly True Crime forgot to remove the phone numbers. So, guys, let's see if we can get her to remove those numbers. All right. Let's play this real quick. So I guess Jenn didn't like big poodles, and I guess not. I never even thought about that. All right. I just assumed so. Like, I don't really think about all that stuff. I think about how I'm going to, what I'm going to stream today and the next, what's the next episode outside of what I'm doing. So let's go. Let's watch this. Let me rewind it and see if I can hear her voice at all. She said something. I don't know what she said. Hold on. That's as loud as I can go. It's really low. It's on my channel, guys. You can go to my shorts.
So you being a love bug.
That's Deb. That's Deb's voice, guys.
Oh, you're half sitting on that sofa, huh? Hey, handsome man. He's adorable. Yes.
Hey, Sharon, my friend, my twin.
Come on.
All right. So I wish I could have heard her a little better at the beginning, but nonetheless, look at her big, beautiful eyes there on the couch, and you can't tell me you don't love dogs.
So,
There she
you being
goes.
a love bug.
She looks embarrassed. She said, "Yes, he is." She's so
You're half
cute.
sitting on that sofa, huh?
Aw,
Man.
guys, Maddie's so sweet.
Yeah.
She said, "He's adorable." It is precious, right? I know.
Come on.
Aw. All right. Justice for Maddie, guys. I mean, that almost made me. This is the second time it almost made me get a tear. I'm actually been really like kind of emotional lately, and I don't know why. Um, but I gotta stop that. Stop being emotional so I can get to Hollywood. All right, guys. Welcome everybody. She's so cute and beautiful. And Jan says we can't blame Deb. Imagine if that was your son. But I think Deb is very manipulated by Stefan and doesn't realize it. Her husband does know it. She's trying to save her immortal soul. All right. Well, she's here. She's listening. Yeah, they heard her. She's saying adorable in that. All right. Let's keep going. And let's get justice for Maddie and prayers that Jenn Soto gets arrested. All right, I'll do this first because I want you guys to know I'm not trying to by any means downplay what Grizzly did. I'm so grateful for you, Grizzly, that put this video out today, because without this video and without requesting the documents, I wouldn't even have looked into what Stefan was eating or doing or any of that. Like, I wasn't looking into that. I was going on to the next case, guys. I'm trying to do as many cases as I can in between, doing the Madeline Soto case. So I'm going to play that real quick, her correction, because I don't want her to ever think she knows I'm a Grizzly, and I never want her to think that I'm trying to talk shit about Grizzly or Gizela. I've been a member for the last 20 months, and I've been following Grizzly since the beginning. Lynette, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Happy Tuesday. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And thank Grizzly for coming out with that. Now we're on top of it, guys. We're on top of it. We are requesting more documents. All right. So we're on it. We'll hopefully get some soon. In the meantime, let's react to this and let's let Grizzly correct herself, and then we'll get into that. So another Grizzly must have came to her and told her.
Okay, so you know the video that I just shared with you today on April 29th of 2025 of Stephan Sterns' jail records that showed us that he was disciplined for sharing his phone PIN with another inmate. That inmate's name is Miguel El Mestico. Now, guess what? Apparently, Genesis Santiago, that other person that's sending Stephan Sterns packages, like care packages, parcels, like his parents are sending, that person called Genesis is allegedly Miguel's girlfriend. How hectic is that? So it's very likely not Jenn Soto, even though that was an interesting theory from another one of the Grizzlies, where they found the surname or middle name Soto somewhere linked there, and the addresses are quite interesting as well. But whoa, to think that it's Miguel's girlfriend sending Stephan Sterns stuff, that means Stephan Sterns has a new buddy there in jail. And so they seem to be doing some sort.
So it is a new buddy, and that's what I wanted to let you know. Now, I already knew about his new buddy, and I knew that, and I'm not going to get completely into that unless at some point Deb wants to talk about it, but it was Stefan's birthday, and they sent him a bunch of books. I think there's like 6 books and some candy and whatever, but you guys are going to hear about all of that in the next batch of documents that either Plunder or Grizzly comes out with. So then you'll see everything, and you'll see, and it's not a cellmate, excuse me. He's an ISO. It's a cell. We'll call it a person that's in another cell next to him, because Stefan is, in a different area, a different location of it, which I have written down, but they're isolated. And so he's like across from him, maybe. I think he's across from him. All right. I can ask her, certainly, Callie Nurse. I'm trying to get through this, but sure. Deb, will you answer what was the first time Stefan used the Lincoln to drive to Jen's house? Did he ever use the Lincoln to drive to Jen's house, or was that the first time? Let me know. All right, so Grizzly corrected that. I'm glad it got to her. All right, so it's not a cellmate. It's just a guy that's in the isolated housing across from him. Across. So imagine they're lonely. They talk to each other. They exchange things, right?
Sort of trading, which is interesting. Okay, follow for more. Okay, so you know the video that I just shared with you today on April 29th of 2025 of Stephan Sterns' jail records that show...
All right, it just started over. Now let's get into it. I'm going to start reacting here, and then when I feel like it's necessary, I'll read you some of the text messages that Stephan sent in. By the way, he sent it in response to questions that we had here on this channel, guys, because when you're covering something, people in prison, people, the families, the Sotos, whatever, they watch our channels. Okay, so there is a response from him, although it's not directly to me, because obviously I'm not texting Stephan Sterns on his tablet. His mom is, and so she talks to him about this stuff. All right, so that was the first time his AC was out. So whoever asked that question, who just asked that question? Linda. Was that Linda? Linda, or whoever asked that question about the Cadillac, guys, that was the very first time that he took the Cadillac. His air conditioner was out, and so the Lincoln is what he took then, right? So there you go. There's your answer to that question. Again, I've never called what I did with Deb and Chris an interview. It was a question and answer. You guys gave questions, we got answers. All right, so let's go. Let's get into this. Yeah, the Lincoln
records. Let me just remind you who this guy is. So the state of Florida versus Stephan Michael Sterns. He is a 39-year-old male. Yes, he turned 39 on April 25th of 2025. That was just 2 days after his most recent court hearing. If you missed the court hearing, it is linked in the description box below for you, as well as it's on the playlist, of course.
And remember, we're going to do that tomorrow because I have that episode ready. Now, Maddie wasn't, that was just a lie. Maddie was not, Maddie never said she was embarrassed by a vehicle, in my opinion. The other kids said that she was never dropped off, not at the school. So in my opinion, that was just a lie from Jenn and Stefan to cover their asses. Thank you more for the 5 guilty of crime memberships. I wish people would get them that really want to be a member. I hope you guys do. I don't think she was embarrassed. She wasn't embarrassed. Thank you, Sharon. I'll leave that down there. That was literally just shit that they put out there, that they were lying. They made crap up. All right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That whole thing. Jenn backed that up too. Jenn backed that lie up. If Jenn would have done her job, Maddie would be alive today. And of course, Stefan as well. Stefan did the same. Stefan did worse, and Jenn should have protected her. I don't know what Jenn did yet. Maybe she's just as bad. Thank you, Foxy Amazon, for the 420 membership. Yeah, it was part of the script. All right, let's get into this so we can get through today. Thank you guys for that. Support the channel. Those of you that don't, keep scrolling, please.
And if you don't have 3 hours to watch the entire court hearing, which had some terrible audio, especially in the beginning from the court feed, but we are grateful that we got to see it anyway.
Stephan Sterns, STERNS.
Then I actually did a summary video for you, which is...
Also, I was trying to figure that out. And again, this episode is brought to you today by my inquiring mind wanting to know more and just thinking, hey, maybe I'll get the answers. I've been at work all day. And so I've been at work all day and then thinking about this. Another thing I asked was, did Stefan, why did he shave his head? Was there a scar? And there's not a scar. He didn't shave it because of the scar. Thank you, Linda, for being a member and catching alive for 7 months. Martine, love the fact that you talked to Deb. Good info, 100%. Or we can wait until we buy the stuff and it comes out. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. Jax, thank you for being a member for 10 months. Arrest Jenn Soto. Justice for Maddie. So Stefan, I think he just got a bad haircut, guys. I think Grish was correct when he said you go into jail, you get good haircuts or bad haircuts, depending on where you are, who you are. And I think they just shaved it all off. I didn't see any scars. I asked Mama Bear Sterns, and she said that There were no scars that we know of. No big scars that he needed to show off anyway. All right. What's up, T-Ree? How you doing? That's crazy, y'all. Stefan's replying to questions. That is kind of absurd. Absurd, but do you want to know? All right, let's keep going. Yeah, he told them to take it shorter, and they took it all off. He just said, take it shorter, and that's what they did, right? You don't get to pick, I want this fade and these designs. Grish says, you get good haircuts and you get bad haircuts, right? All right, I don't get why Jen didn't dial 911 the minute no one knew where Maddie was. Well, because, in my opinion, Jen knew exactly what was going on. All right, let's get through this
presentation. So I'm not going to go over all of this now. I just wanted to do a quick recap of who this guy is and when his trials are. So he is accused of sexually abusing and murdering Madeline Soto, who had just turned 13 when she was strangled. He faces 2 trials and the death penalty if convicted. Now, for many of you who may not have caught up yet, his trial was set to start on May 5th of 2025, but now it's been postponed to July 14th of 2025, and that's the CSAM related charges trial. CSAM, for those of you who don't know, stands for Child Sexual Abuse Material, and he has 60 counts of those charges, each count representing 10 or more images and videos of the victim, in this case, Madeline Soto. There is also a USB drive that they found with 35,000 pictures and videos, CSAM related, but he hasn't been charged with that at all yet. I really do hope that in the future he will be charged with that. That was found in his dad's storage room, and that was in April of 2024. So maybe the state just decided, you know what, that's going to be difficult to prove that that was him or that was his, whereas all the evidence that they found.
All right, and again, we're going to get into that tomorrow. We're going to really talk about that pretty deep. Danielle Williams, thank you so much for becoming a Guilty of Crime member. Yeah, I was able to catch one of my dogs, you guys. I have 3 of them. They ran in my office. I got 1 Yorkie, 1 Silky, and 1 Maltipoo, and I can only catch one. All right. All right. Yeah, they do that shave at intake too.
Found on his phone is obviously much easier to prosecute. However, there's been a couple of arguments, of course, from the defense. They're trying to get all that evidence thrown out based on how they got the information off his phone. So if you didn't see the summary, then go and check it out because I explain all of that, right? So the next trial will be on September 20th.
So a Silky, guys, is like a Yorkie, except they come out with white hair. Their color is white. I think it's like a little bit different of a terrier mix. All right. And yeah, I'm trying to catch the dogs. Okay, so they didn't find the thumb drive. And see, I wouldn't know any of this stuff. We saw some of the documents, but they found the thumb drive in a drawer. The thumb drive was not in storage. I'm assuming that the stuff that was found in the storage were maybe the hard drives, not the thumb drives. But you know, we've gone over this and over, like months and months ago at the beginning of the year. All right. Can you tell your daughter that she is absolutely beautiful? I absolutely will. Thank you. All right, let's keep going.
22nd of 2025, and that is the homicide trial. And if convicted there, he faces the death penalty.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly also update you on what the judge is deciding at the moment. So there was a hearing 2 days before his birthday, and as you can see, he got a new haircut that is on the jail records as well. We're going to see exactly when he got that haircut. So the judge is going to rule on all the motions that were argued by June 30th of 2025. And again, the trial date was for May 5th, and now it's set for July 14th. And there is a pre-trial hearing set for July 2nd. So that's the next most important date for us to look out for, is July 2nd of 2025. All right, are you ready to get into the jail records? Because I am. Okay, so Osceola County Corrections Department inmate disciplinary report.
All right, so if you missed why we're watching this, is because Indy, I am reacting to this today. You totally need to go back and watch this entire stream. All right. So Grizzly got the new jail records, and I'm reacting to them. Jenn Soto, it's implied that Jenn Soto is possibly sending packages We talk about maybe Stephan Sterns being somebody's bitch. And I'm reacting to it because we know differently. So you totally got to go back to the beginning of this. I showed a video of Maddie that no one's ever seen before, and I'm correcting the things and reacting to the things that aren't true. No, Jenn Soto did not send a package. And I have text messages from Stephan Sterns that he sent to his mom right here from Stefan from the jail. And I'm going to read those to you. And we're going to talk about the girlfriend of the guy that's across from Stephan Sterns. When he's on lockdown for punishment, he isn't allowed to use the tablet. So she texts Stefan, and Stefan reads them to the guy across the way. If that's not possible, then obviously Stefan gave up his PIN for the tablet and he got in trouble. So that's what we're talking about today. All right, we're correcting some of the things, and even Gisela corrected herself after she realized that is not Jenn Soto that was sending a package. You're going to hear that here. All right, you are not on a timeout or banned. Only me, baby. All right, let's keep going.
Checklist for Stephan Sterns, and there's his ID number, which is public record just for YouTube. Okay, that's a YouTube disclaimer. I'm not sharing anything that I'm not supposed to be sharing. So if we scroll down, as I showed you in the beginning, it says
and we do have to tell her. So whoever's messaging Gisela, let her know that she did leave numbers in there. Maybe she'll take it down. 444. Say a prayer that Maddie gets complete and utter justice, you guys. Again, I definitely always thank whatever creator, their content I'm using. And I thank Grizzly True Crime. And in no way am I trying to insult her by correcting some of the things that I know to be true. All right. So let's go. I've been on here for 30 minutes already?
The following item shall be completed by the disciplinary hearing officer. Found guilty, yes. Oh my goodness, what was he found guilty of? So let's check this out. It says inmate name Sterns, Stefan name.
Okay, so this is what reeled me in this morning. Indy and all the other people that wanted to know what the heck I'm doing here. Why am I on here? Because I saw this and I saw it said he was loaning or stealing property. So now we know he was loaning his PIN number. But I woke up this morning to a text message from Deb Sterns of a message that Stefan had sent her last night, which answers some of the questions that we have on this channel, coincidentally. And I said, let me message her. I'm going to take a shot here and message her to see if this is true. If they aren't talking to him, if they're not sending him stuff, if he's getting in trouble. And in fact, that's not true. So he got discipline actions, but this over here is not. We're correcting some of the things. And Sin, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker for Elizabeth, who's 21. Can you shout out to her at 5? You got to remind me again, girlfriend. I absolutely can. All right. Thank you. Yes. Deb's husband is Stefan's real dad. They've been together for 45 years. And correct me if I'm wrong, Deb. I'm pretty sure you said 45 years. Happy birthday. 21st birthday, Elizabeth. That's your daughter, right, Synth? You always call her Bean, so I never know. All right, let's keep going. If you're confused about why we're here, maybe go back and start over.
Number, there's his, inmate number. Housing assignment is that CISO1. And then date written is the 26th of March of 2025. And that's the same date of the incident. At 6 o'clock in the morning? Oh my word, on the Charlie floor. Now, I'm glad that I requested these disciplinary records because I'm always thinking up what can I request from the jail or from.
And that's just what we did today as well. So when I woke up, I was grateful for Gisela. And I said, Carly, can you get us some more documents? And there's another lady that's helping me behind the scenes. And I said, hey, can we get some more documents and see what's coming out? So, of course, Grizzly got them, and here we go. But I love being able to go back and forth with this, and I'm so glad that she corrected herself already. All right. Okay, so you guys asked about the USB drive earlier and the hard drive. So the hard drive in the storage was actually blank. There was nothing in it. but the USB drive came from a drawer. And Chris and Deborah Sterns called the police and told them to come get it. Chris said it was poison in the house and he turned it over. All right. And in August, it will be 45 years that Chris and Deborah Sterns have been together. They did not go through with that full divorce that we talked about before. They didn't go through with it at all, and they're still together. All right. So that being said, it is Stefan's dad. They're both, it's Stefan's parents. All right, let's keep going.
From any of these records requests, you got to be specific. Otherwise, you can't just say, I want everything, because then they won't give you everything. You got to be specific. So this time I specifically wanted to know if he had been naughty in jail, and here it is. So it says, rule, number, and charge violated. 3.4, loaning or stealing of property, telephone PIN, or anything of value. Statement of facts. It says, state fully exact facts and circumstances of the offense, including witnesses. On the above date and approximate time, I was assigned as the Zone 1 and 2 supervisor. Upon beginning my shift, I was informed by Lieutenant Zumbrum that inmates Almestica Miguel and Sterns Stefan violated policy. It was informed that inmate Almestica was utilizing inmate Sterns' telephone PIN to make several calls. It is a violation to utilize someone else's PIN, as well as
it is. You can't trade things. You can't, like P. Diddy's in jail right now trading his fish for things. Now, P. Diddy better strap up right along with Stefan. And Genesis is not Jen at all whatsoever. Now, Grizzly True Crime corrected that now, which I'm so glad for. Genesis Santiago is in fact the guy that's housed across from Stefan. All right. So they're housed with themselves. And so when that guy can't get whatever he can get, I guess Stefan, you let him use that. And so his girlfriend, who is Genesis Santiago, who is not Jen, sent a package to Stephan Sterns. I guess they're trading, and he got in trouble for it, and that's what's happening right now. All right. Patricia says, Jay, how has your rapport with Deb changed you as a journalist? Are you more objective? I am trying my best, Patricia, to be more objective, although I am staying true to myself, and I won't take the insults from people or them trying to create doubt that just because I'm reporting on this and I'm getting reports from Deb Sterns, I'm not going to change my mind that I believe Stephan Sterns is guilty. And if the death penalty is on the table, then the jury should give him what he deserves. But being more objective gives you a larger outreach and keeps you more open-minded. But I won't sell out to myself to get interviews. So for those of you that are like, I just got a message today saying I was exploiting Deb. First, she's exploiting me. Now I'm exploiting her. And it's like, dude, crazy. All right. So thank you to whomever gifted the membership. Bring the death penalty. I think the girlfriend may be pregnant. Not sure. Okay. All right. So Genesis may be pregnant, but we don't know. We might get more updates as it goes. But Genesis Santiago is not Jenn Soto. And I want you guys to know we did a background check and there are a ton of Sotos in Florida. That name holds a lot of weight, by the way, and what I'm going to talk about on Friday and why Jen hasn't been charged. All right. Let's keep going.
Was loaning it out to another individual. After further investigation, it was discovered that the allegations were true. Inmate Almestica made several telephone calls utilizing inmate Sterns' PIN. Some telephone calls last.
Thank you. Ashton, I'm going to exploit you. I'm going to exploit Deb. She's exploiting me. It's just all a bunch of exploitation. We're exploiting everybody. No, actually, it is funny because Deb is like, she has this sense of humor of a trucker. Like, it's funny because I cussed earlier and I was like, oh, I'm not being very professional. And I apologized for it, but she definitely was cracking me up earlier with some crazy memes. And I'm at work and I'm just like laughing out loud. I'm like, I need to work right now. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Her sense of humor is definitely, yeah, exploitation all around. All right, let's go.
Over 15 minutes. Wow, they even went overtime.
Yes.
An inmate's telephone pin is created by the inmate. Therefore, no one else should have this information. And obviously, they would have briefed them on this before the time. Both individuals are isolated and kept on a strict protocol. Therefore, inmate Almestica could have only received inmate Sterns' telephone pin from inmate Sterns. Like, how the hell did he exchange that? And pardon my language, but is Stephan Sterns his bitch? I think so. If he's giving out his secret pin.
See, these are the kind of messages where that you get. No one ever said that I was. When did I say that? And Deb's sitting right here she's listening and watching this. Why are you trying to cause her problems? Who am I causing problems? And I can't believe you're believing everything that his parents are saying. I think the parents are putting a lot of shit out there to take crap off of him. All right. So that statement in itself is just completely incorrect. All right. Nobody's causing problems for anyone. It's a mutual conversation going on. And not only that, but just because the parents say it, am I sitting there in a cloud of fog and like, oh, Deb and Chris, I bow down. I believe everything you say. I'm so dumb. I don't know. No. And I make sure I get proof. All right. So I see a proof from a tablet that says Stephan Sterns. I have proof that it is. Am I saying that everything is the truth? No. Maybe I'm lying to her. Maybe I'm lying to you, Deb. But those kind of comments are just like, they're just dumb. They're dumb. Okay. They're dumb. It's a dumb comment. Open your mind and think bigger. All right.
Both inmates will be issued a disciplinary report for sanction 3.4, loaning or stealing of property, telephone pin, or anything of value. A copy of the call logs will be attached to this report. This concludes my involvement in this incident. Damn, action taken. Disciplinary report issued. And so there's some details there and some scribbles. It was from 03/26/25. This time, this was written is 10:40. Look at the inmate's signature. There's Stephan Sterns. Oh, my word. Okay.
And again, when he responds in his text messages on the tablet and I read it, it doesn't mean I believe it. And it doesn't matter. You guys, when Grizzly gets these documents here, she gets text messages. When she gets all that, does it mean that Grizzly's saying, oh, I believe every word I'm reading? She's reporting it to you. I'm reporting it to you. All right. Think about it. And just think about this. Many of the creators reached out to Deb and Chris to get interviews and they didn't give them to them. All right. So I'm not the only one that would sit there and get answers instead of waiting for months and months and months until they come out. Come on now. All right. Let's keep going. Christine, thank you for being a new member. Yeah. Click off. Keep going. Exactly. We'll keep that up for a while. People, man.
Okay, so it says, I do wish to be present at the disciplinary hearing, and inmate signature, that doesn't look like Stern, does it? Maybe that's the other guy. Although, no, here, it looks the same here as it does here. So he wants to be present at the disciplinary hearing. And then it says, investigation, complete disciplinary investigative report. Disciplinary hearing date, 4/3/25. Okay, so it's already happened. What was the outcome of that? Guilty. Okay, so at least he's already been found guilty of something. Do you feel better? Okay, so it says here, inmate pled guilty and stated that he was sorry about the incident and he did not know that he couldn't share his PIN number with someone else. Liar. This guy lies all the time, even in jail. Don't lie, bro. They would have told you that. You have to make your little PIN which is at his birthday. Is it 4/25/86? Again. Oh my word. Who knows? I would think it's probably going to be that. All right. So it says, inmate also stated that it will never happen again. Are you sure? Because Miguel's going to want it. Did you have to make a new pin? After reviewing all reports.
And you know what's interesting is a lot of time, if you guys watch Mandu, yeah, it was just, first of all, it was just a warning when I thought there were disciplinary actions. That's why I was wondering, how the heck is there disciplinary actions? And he's texting his mom and his parents and he's getting stuff. So they did a warning. But when I watch Mandu, if you guys watch Mandu, 99% of the people that are in there for like pedophilia and stuff, they never do anything and they never get an infraction. Now, I don't know if that's going to show up later on because it was a warning, but it's so often. I don't know if any of you guys do. I'd love for you to check out Mandu or Mandu 2 channel. They never get any write-ups ever. They just like do their thing, right? So yeah, everybody has the pin in the interview with Tagler. All right, let's keep going. What are you trying, my friend?
Inmate was found. No, I don't know what that says. Oh yeah, found guilty of the infraction
Guilty of crime.
and given a verbal warning. Oh, okay. So that's what we have there. All right. So here they just typed it out, which is a little bit easier to read. So that was on the 26th day of March. And let's just see what else there is here. Inmate's signature. There it is again. Okay. So that's what he was found guilty of doing. I can't wait to read your comments about this. Now let's have a look at this. Okay, so I've highlighted something.
So again, most people that are in jail or prison for, especially for a long time, do that kind of stuff, right? If you guys know anybody in there, if they're not getting something they need, they have the people that are, usually it's like a cellie, but since they're isolated to themselves, then they found each other as companions. That guy goes off. I don't know if you guys heard Stefan talking about being crazy, the guy being crazy, but he talks him down. They have some kind of little like friendship bond going on. What's up, Leslie Soto? Look, there's a Soto, guys, another Soto. Yes, we are live. Welcome. All right. Let's keep going.
Things here. Now, remember the hearing was on April 23rd of 2025, the most recent one where we saw him with his new haircut and his orange Crocs and his shackles and all of that. Okay, so I wanted to know, well, his birthday was on April 25th. So what did he do? Is there anything special on the record here? No, there isn't. But also, what did he do on April 23rd, the day of the hearing? And when did he get that damn haircut? Which is
that
the buzz
haircut,
cut, of course. So it says Friday, April 25th. We're starting there. Okay. I've now re-requested more records from that day to present. Because when I say from that day to present, then it takes time. And by the time I get it, then it's only up to a certain date. And we already.
Yeah, you guys, I don't know at what point the phone calls stopped. I have no idea when they stopped and when the tablet started, but I mean, I'm assuming that with Grizzly and Plunder, we're gonna get all kinds of things that come out and all kinds of stuff being read and talked about. All right, yeah, held down and shaved. Now, again, in jail or prison, they don't give you what you like unless you're in there trading something really good. You get what you get. All right, this is not a good time. All right. Thank you, Cecilia. I appreciate you. I saw you in chat earlier. And then here we go again, guys. The no shower for 16 days now? All right.
We're already beyond that. Okay. So, but today's date, by the way, for anyone watching from the future, is April 29th. So we're pretty much up to date now, right?
Yeah.
So it says the 25th of April, inmate was offered a shower in CA and the inmate refused. I mean, that is a common theme with him. He even said in one of his jail calls to his parents that when he is put to death, that he looks forward to seeing Madeline Soto in heaven and that she will say, "Hey, Smelly, what took you so long?" Now that is horrifying that he even thinks.
Yeah, I'm also going to read a text message about that. So for everybody, trigger warning, keep your mind open and your lie detectors on. It's for you to decide what I read. You can decide how you feel about it. Just like here, Grizzly's reporting to you what she sees, what she thinks. You guys don't have to believe what she's saying or what I'm saying. Make your minds up. Thank you, Sharon, for being a member for 11 months. My Leo twin and Sergio, my man. Thank you for being here. All right, let's keep going. Samantha, what's up? Hello to everybody.
Like that he even thinks the victim would want to see him, let alone greet him that way. But also what I'd like to focus on is that she called him smelly, according to him. And that makes sense because he refuses showers all the time. So then it says Wednesday, April 23rd. Now that was the day of the court hearing. It says per confinement review meeting. Oh, there was a confinement review meeting. Inmate will remain housed alone in PC for safety reasons.
I just want this to go to trial, guys. Don't you just want this to freaking go to trial? And you know what? I really do hope that July 2nd they move forward. It seems that they want to move full speed ahead, but it seems like it's going to depend on what the judge rules. And cases like this never, ever go to trial in the same year. If I knew that this was going to trial fully in July, I will get a plane out. I will take a plane out. Hopefully I can get a direct flight and go for a few days. I just want this to be over. We want justice for Madeline Soto, and we want Jen to be arrested, guys. Cat H, you're a Leo too. Thank you. You understand that. You understand. All right. Being a Leo is hard, guys.
Reasons. Inmate has recreation. Oh, spent some time in the rec yard, did you? Wednesday, that same.
Oh, man, I messed that one up. Hold on. Sorry about that. All right. Where were we?
So, but today's date, by the way, for anyone watching from the future, is April 29th. So we're pretty much up to date now, right? So it says the 25th of April, inmate was offered a shower in CA and the inmate refused. I mean, that is a common theme with him. He even said in one of his jail calls to his parents that when he is put to death, that he looks forward to seeing Madeline Soto in heaven, and that she will say, "Hey, Smelly, what took you so long?"
There it is, Smelly.
Now that is horrifying that he even thinks like that.
It's smelly, not stinky, but according to this, he's living up to that name. And according to him, farts are funny, guys, but apparently farts were funny with little Maddie. Again, I wish Maddie were here, right? But yeah, that's where it came from, was him ripping farts at Maddie. Apparently, he's going to talk about that. He's going to talk about that, and whether you like it or not, I'm just reading you what's there. I'll do that after here. All right, Tanya, what's up? Glad you caught alive. We're going to see all this stuff when Grizzly True Crime gets all the text messages, all right? All right? Just saying. All this will come out in a few months.
That he even thinks the victim would want to see him, let alone greet him that way. But also what I'd like to focus on is that she called him smelly.
We should ask Grish.
And that makes sense because he refuses showers all the time. So then it says Wednesday, April 23rd. Now that was the day of the court hearing. It says per confinement review meeting. Oh, there was a confinement review meeting. Inmate will remain housed alone in PC for safety reasons. Inmate has recreation. Oh, spent some time in the rec yard, did you? Wednesday, that same day, April 23rd, when it was the hearing, it said inmate refused breakfast tray on alpha shift. So that tells me he was a lot more nervous than we saw. I mean, he did look nervous and his ears were bright red. People said maybe it's his blood pressure or whatever. I don't know. But the point is he refused his breakfast that day. Then also on April 19th, inmate refused breakfast tray. On Friday, April 18th, he also refused his breakfast tray. So I don't know what is on his breakfast day on those days when he's refusing it in general, or if he's just enjoying.
See, that's where I just want the trial to begin. Does it really freaking matter what he ate for breakfast? Even if we found out, would it really freaking matter? We just want justice for Maddie. We want this to move forward. Yes, Lisa says, I hate farts. I have 2 boys, a husband, and a French bulldog. I'm forever surrounded by farts. Well, for some reason, kids think that's funny. Reese goes on to the Alexa and says, Alexa, can you make fart sounds? Nonetheless, I just want this trial to move forward. All right. He had too many root beer barrels before bed. Justice for Maddie. All right. All this stuff is like, I just wanted to go to trial.
His packages from his
Exactly.
parents so much that he doesn't need the jail chow, right? So Wednesday, April 16th, per confinement review meeting, it will remain housed alone in PC for safety reasons. Recreation
Thank you.
granted. Also on April 15th, inmate showered. Oh my word. We should all applaud that. He showered. They actually put that in the record. That's how bad it is when he showers. Inmate showered on alpha shift. They almost like, yay, well done. Oh my word. April 13th, inmate was offered a shower in CA and the inmate refused. So as you can see, we're going backwards in time now. We started with the most recent and we're going back in time, right? So April 12th, inmate refused shower. Inmate received a haircut on Charlie's shift. So when did he get that haircut? April 12th. When was the court hearing? April 23rd. Okay, not that it matters. It really doesn't matter to the case, in my opinion. It's not going to make or break the case or anything. I just know that many of you are very interested in this. Okay, so.
And I know many of you guys are also interested in like what he gets in there. I remember breaking news in the very beginning when we saw origami being sent. I can hear Reese screaming in the background. There was origami sent to Stefan, but it couldn't get through because there were paper. So I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Deb, you guys sent him like 6 books for his birthday. So maybe one of the books didn't go through. I don't know for sure. But he was sent a jail cookbook. And if you guys know about the jail cookbooks, you know, I think one of the authors of the jail cookbooks is that he's a celebrity. He's a Hispanic celebrity. Yeah, I know. It's hard, right? All right. Bye, Ashton Lee. You don't have to listen. Go back later on. Maybe you want to listen to the text messages. All right. So yeah, I mean, this is what we're listening to. If you didn't hear Grizzly earlier, you're hearing her now talk about this, which is the news for today, right? It's the news. All right. Famous chef. All right. Let's keep going.
So let's keep going. As you can see,
Yes,
same
please.
theme. Inmate refused breakfast tray. Inmate refused shower on the C shift. Inmate refused lunch tray. Inmate refused shower. There's that one. It says Thursday, April 3rd. That's when that hearing was, right? They said inmate found guilty and given a verbal warning. 106-83468. Interesting. Okay, is that the code for the verbal warning? What? 3.4, loaning or stealing of property, telephone, pen, or anything of value. All right. And so if we just keep going a little bit, it says here, Friday, March 28th, unreturnable, inappropriate book placed in inmate's property bag. Now, what the hell is that? What kind of inappropriate book did he have in inmate's property bag? Is it something his mother sent him? What is it? What is this unreturnable, inappropriate book? Oh, my word. Okay. Refused lunch, refused breakfast. And then here, this highlighted one says...
Yeah, they document everything. And I guess that's what we, as YouTubers do for news when we don't have new information. But I really like when there's hearings, when there are trials, and we can break it down and think about what's happening and get all the sides, like the Lori Vallow thing, right? We did that for the members only. And if you guys were there, it got pulled down, which sucks. All right. And yes, rest in peace, Maddie. Now, Anna Fleming, can I ask you, have you been to the Madeline Soto Memorial? Let me know. All right. Let me know if you've been there. Now, Grizzly True Crime does a lot of this type of content because her followers want it. And this shit we Grizzlies love to talk about. Exactly. I've been a Grizzly for a long time and I understand why. I know why. We all do that. That's what we do on YouTube, right? But we really want the trial to happen. We want to get to the meat of it. We want to hear from Jenn Soto.
March 26th, a Wednesday.
All right,
Inmate-
let's go a little bit forward because I don't really care about that. You guys, if you watched it, you watched it. I really wanted to talk about some of the call logs and some of the things, and then read the text messages and then be out. Justice for Maddie, guys.
Where they can communicate with each other. You know what I mean? Where Stephan Sterns could communicate with his parents in a different way or on video call, and maybe we won't be privy to that yet. I wanted to know because maybe at some point.
All right, so I don't think at this point right now they're necessarily doing phone calls. When you do a phone call now, and I also heard them talk about 4 guards having to take Stefan to the phone or anywhere at all times, right? So they're really low staff. So according to what's actually happening in there, well, number one, there's no video calls. We're never going to get that right now. He's in jail, not prison yet. But the staff that is understaffed, and they usually have 2 guards. So I don't think we're going to get many phone calls, much more phone calls. I'm not really sure when the last phone call was at this time, but we will definitely be getting text messages soon, you guys. And it was a Stephen King novel. It showed a claw mark on the cover, and they kicked it out. So if you guys want to know what book was inappropriate, you're hearing it right now. So it wasn't, I figured that was going to happen with some of the Stephen King books that he was requesting. So they didn't like the claw mark on the Stephen King book because of the violence. Okay. So there you go. That is what he got taken away. All right. Yes. Love the Maddie Warriors. All right. Let's keep going. I don't know if it was Cujo. It was the howling, guys. Do you remember him talking about the howling in the jail calls with his mom? He just said he wants a howling, and there were multiple books on that. So the howling got kicked out. That's the salacious book that we're talking about here. And yes, we love Grizzly for getting this information. Thank you. This is what she does all day long, and she's so good at it, right? So good at it. All right, let's keep going.
Obviously, his attorneys would be like, shut up, bro. Stop talking to your parents because of the things that he was saying. He said some ultra incriminating things, like finding Madeline Soto's body. So admitting that he was in the room with her. Later, finding her body cold to the touch. Okay. And what else did he say? He said so many things that were just incriminating. Go re-listen to it. And then the bullet points are all there, right? Of just like, whoa, I can't believe he just said all of that. Oh, goodness. So I think that at some point the lawyers would have told him, please stop talking to your parents because you can't control yourself and you're talking about the case. And this is really, really bad for you. So let's actually go to the bottom now. Wait.
So yeah, that was one of the number one things that I said with the jail calls. I was so surprised because normally you don't hear about any of that stuff. When you listen to jail calls, like if you listen to Jumpsuit Pablo, right? It's stuff that doesn't mean anything towards the case. Well, he talks a lot of shit, but and excuse my language, but it's just a lot. It's heavy, heavy. But it's just stuff about, oh, did you cook today? Did you wash your laundry? What girls are this? It's never anything that's going to perk up the ears of the prosecution. And in this case, it is. It really, truly is. All right. Yeah, it hasn't been ruled yet. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Gladys. Absolutely right. Tomorrow we're going to talk about that. Right. Today we're talking about, I don't even know, logs and calls, and it's not Jenn Soto that sent a package. I think that was the number one reason I wanted to come on here today, because if Jenn Soto was really sending Stephan Sterns, and I'm telling you guys right now, if Jenn Soto really truly got somebody to have a fake name and set up all this stuff and sent a package to Stephan Sterns, there could be a big problem in that. All right. First of all, there's a no contact order, I believe, in place for the Soto family. And number two, that means Jenn is doing something bigger with Stefan that we don't know. So that perked up my ears. And I said, I need to find out. There's no freaking way Jenn is that dumb to send packages in someone else's name and do this big old thing. That could get her in a huge amount of trouble. Christy, thank you so much. Jay, you rock. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate you guys just putting comments that aren't trashing me while I'm trying to report on the things that are there. I'm not even really giving a lot of my opinion. I'm just saying, here it is. Decide for your freaking selves. All right.
Yeah. Wait, the 25th of the 3rd. This is the 24th. So yeah, it goes from here. From 2024. So this is the 20th of September of 2024. No call, digit timeout. Now this one says time limit. So I'm thinking that's a call. It doesn't make it very clear. Tell me what you think, okay? But I'm thinking that that's a call. It says time limit because, you know, we heard it's about, 15 minutes or so? Okay, so time limit. And then again, this is on the 18th of October. There's another one.
Yeah, but we think that Jenn Soto is stupid, but she's not. I think that she's always been. I've always said that, guys. I've always said I believe she's the puppet master, and her mom, Yolanda, is the ultimate puppet master of everything, which we're going to talk again about on Friday. What's up, Jess Sal? Good to see you, my friend. Jay, put that thing down. I'm not even going to say the word stupid, all right? Because it's not. It's
one on
not.
the 18th of October. And then there's another one saying called party hang up. And there again, called party. So did the people that he called hang up? Interesting. Then on the 20, now it skips, look here. It goes from the 18th of October of 2024. And then suddenly, it goes to 16/2 of 2025. Now, this is where I think people started saying that his parents have cut him off. However, he's still getting packages from.
Right. And I thought that too, guys. When I saw the last document that Plunder came out with, I was like, oh, wait, what? His parents cut him off too? Everybody cut him off? He's not getting shit? No, that's not the case. That we now know that is not the case. It's just there were no documents or no information, and they're not sending anything to us. We've put multiple FOIA requests in over and over, and for some reason we didn't get any of this. Now I don't know if I gotta point the right, I gotta remember which way that is. It's that way. I'll just point that way. All right. So I wish Tyler were there. Tyler is in Texas. Again, guys, I'm not making an excuse for him. He's in Texas. And from what I hear from the grapevine, he doesn't have enough money to travel out to Florida and be out there for a extended amount of time. So still not an excuse, but that's what I've heard. All right. I wish Tyler were there more. Maybe this wouldn't have happened.
From them, parcels, care packages, and with all his favorite things. So they haven't cut contact with him, which is why I'm thinking, okay, they stopped calling because that's all audio recorded, and we're all going to want to listen to that. Okay, we want more jail calls. Okay, I like to ask for those regularly as well, but we can't have them yet. We're waiting. Maybe there's a next batch, but based on this, I don't know. Won't be surprised.
All right, so this is what prompted me to even watch this video. I'm going to just do this real quick from you guys, all right? This is what I'm going to say. I woke up this morning to this, and it's received by, I'm not going to show it. I just want you to see it says received from Stephan Sterns, 4/28/2025. And I'm just going to read part of the top of it where Stephan says, "Hey, Mom." Wow, a lot of info there. So you can kind of imagine what Deb sent based on his reaction. All right. And know that the family does watch this, including, I believe, the Sotos. I mean, they hate me and I don't blame them. Right. All right. So, hey, Mom, would love info there. That's a lot of info. I had no idea about all that stuff with Jen, but her mom does do insurance and tax work on the side. So theoretically, they could fabricate all sorts of info. I'm not sure what donkey gums means or is, and I have a feeling I probably don't want to know. Again, I'm reading this to you. Sit tight, buckle in. This is not my opinion. I'm just reading a text message that's ultimately going to come out onto Grizzly True Crime's screen, right? So I'm sharing some of this with you. It'll come out eventually. Yeah, I heard somewhere on the radio, someone said that she was still playing crazy, all right? So this is Stefan talking to his mom on text message last night. And that's why I was like, there's no way he got it taken away. What's the deal? All right. Let's see, donkey gums. That's funny. You guys, somebody on here said donkey gums about Jen. But I won't go as far. I don't know what that means to kink shame. So whatever. I heard someone on the radio saying that she was still playing crazy, but I have no idea what's happening or had any updates as her status. She's been in and out, and this is from everybody that hangs out with Jenn Soto. He says she has been in and out of mental hospitals in the past and has been Baker acted before. I was aware that she was becoming increasingly erratic and volatile over the past year or so, which was the main reason I ended things with her back in December of 2022. And we reverted to being just friends and roommates for a while, but it also became increasingly sour. I also don't know what she's talking about cleaning my room and me being smelly. All right. So that whole thing that I originally came out with was Stephan Sterns, Jenn Soto's roommate said that Jen had to go over to his house and clean it because it was so nasty. All right. So donkey gums and stinky. All right. And there's no phone calls anymore. I guess nobody can use a phone right now. I don't know. Only he can call. Apparently, you guys know. And he's not using those privileges. He's using text messaging or tablet. Again, I don't understand all that. Right. Again, I'll finish reading it. All right. So he says, listen, guys, this is funny. He says, I was never smelly and she would constantly stick her face on my chest and near my armpits. I think he's talking about Jen. I hope he's talking about Jen. To inhale my scent because I smelled very good all the time and my cologne and deodorant smelled very nice. I took a shower every morning before work, so at least 5 days a week I freshly bathed and smelled good. Even my coworkers sometimes commented on how fresh and clean my hair always looked, and she never cleaned my room. What the fuck? All right, he's talking about Jen. I had to admit I was a bit of a slob sometimes about leaving soda cans and a bit messy in general about picking up my clothes. Sure, but damn, that's overly hard. So I'm just laughing because this is the kind of shit that's happening while he's sitting in jail, right? It's the kind of shit that's happening. And I mean, I guess now YouTube is like, it's like everywhere. All right. And it doesn't matter if anyone trusts what he's saying. He could be lying about everything, but those are the text messages that are going to come out. And I'm just laughing at it because I either don't know whether to laugh or cry sometimes when I'm reporting this shit. All right. But one thing I did want to clear up was that the GS, the one that people thought was Jenn Soto, is the girlfriend of the guy across from Stephan Sterns. When he's on lockdown for punishment and isn't allowed to use the tablets, the girlfriend texts Stefan and Stefan reads the text to him. And so therefore they're gonna trade things, right? So it's not Jenn Soto, to answer my own question on here. And he didn't lose privileges because we see the text messaging here. Right. All right. So let's see. And also we got to take that down because they, Grizzly, if anyone's watching Grizzly right now, or you guys are talking to Grizzly or Gizela, can you tell her that on the call logs that she forgot to take off the phone number and she doesn't want it taken down? So maybe somebody can message Grizzly True Crime and let her know that she left the phone numbers up and she doesn't want it to get taken down. If she could take it down, that'd be good for her so she doesn't get it taken down. All right. What's up, Augustine? Yeah, you just gotta laugh at this shit. This is the shit that's happening in jail, right? Now maybe Tyler could have gotten custody, but from the grapevine and from all my reporting that I've done way back when, Tyler was ran out, from what I hear, of Florida by Jenn Soto's lawyers that Yolanda paid for. All right. Now, the criminal record, Jen didn't seem to be bothered by Tyler's criminal record because she wrote him a letter of recommendation, so to speak. All right. Sarcasm says, yes, I will message her. I was planning anyway about something else. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Ask her if she can take the number and block them out. She forgot to do that. And yeah, I got a message about that with a number splattered, and I don't want to show that. Thank you. Thank you, Sarcasm. I appreciate you. I love people that can see all the sides. You could be Grizzly and not hate me. You could be watch me and not hate Grizzly or whoever. Just sit back and listen. I don't know about that, Nanaska. I'd love to talk to Tatiana because Tatiana really did love Maddie, according to her and the family. So I'm not really so sure, but what do I know? I'm just speculating.
Partnered with the jail. These packages contain pre-approved items like snacks, hygiene products, clothing, electronics, and stationery, which inmates can receive to supplement their basic needs. So that's what that is. And this is how I know that his parents are still in contact with him, because even on 02/03/2025, Chris Sterns, his dad, sent him something, and they're going to give us the details later. And then also on the 13th of Feb, the 22nd of Feb, the 24th of Feb is actually somebody else. And that's mildly interesting.
Snacks, guys, snacks. And this is what piqued my interest this morning. Maybe I shouldn't have had my interest piqued and I should have just stuck to doing my job today at work. But I couldn't help it when I heard this. I was like, that's the biggest thing of the year. If Jenn Soto was really sending Stephan Sterns packages after what he did to her daughter, and according to her, she's not involved, all that, she didn't know about it, whatever. I don't believe any of that. But that's a huge deal to be uncovering something like that. If Jenn, aka Genesis Santiago, which is not Jenn Soto, that's a big deal, guys. All right. So that's what piqued my interest today. Again, I should have just stuck to my damn work because I get so much shit from people. Even the crime crew guys. I'm like, man, you guys coming at me like that is crazy.
Genesis Santiago. Who in the hell is that, and why are they sending care packages to Stephan Sterns? Now, take this with a grain of salt, okay? Hold on 1 second. I just want to find the email that somebody sent me. That's why I say take it with a grain of salt. I'm always grateful for any information that I receive.
A pinch of salt.
This is speculation, and the person who emailed this said it's speculation, but they did some digging into that name and the address and everything they give there. And they said that there is a Genesis Santiago in Lake City, Florida, who created an LLC 2 weeks after Maddie was found. And then they said that the middle name.
Also, Synth made a very good point. And Synth, I forgot, but shout out to your daughter, Elizabeth, who's 21 today. Synth, shout out to Elizabeth. That's a big 21. All right. But shout out to Synth. Synth was helping me do different background checks and different things with the PPP loan. And this Genesis Santiago was on the list, you guys. Was on the list of the PPP loan. So when you hear Grizzly talk about that and the PPP loan and starting an LLC 2 weeks after Maddie went missing, she's right. She's right. And that person did do that. And I don't know if they paid back the loan. I don't know how questionable Genesis Santiago is, but maybe we'll find out at some point. There is a Genesis, and there's a ton of Soto people in Florida. Right? Ton of them in Florida. We tried, we looked, and we were like, nah, this can't be part of that Soto family. Thank you, Tara, for the happy birthday. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Grateful 1111. Finally catching alive. Thanks for going over the stuff. Get your snacks for the stuff. All right.
Name, if they dig a bit deeper, is Soto. And then when they look at an address associated with the person, it connects to another person with the last name Soto. So their speculation is that this could be connected to Jenn Soto. If so, that would be naughty. You'll get another disciplinary for that. Now, we have no proof that.
I actually think that a full-blown investigation would happen into Jenn Soto immediately, as well as there'd be consequences on both sides, guys. Like, that's not okay. That would never be okay. So if any of you guys actually do find out that Jenn Soto's conversing with Stefan or sending anything or talking to him, She's trying to save her own ass, and we immediately need to get her put behind bars. All right. Kathy Rivera, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Uber, I love that. Actually, talk sense, Jay. You're not saying the cat did it or the goldfish of the car. You're staying grounded. I'm well impressed. Thank you. Thank you, Uber Fubar. I hope I'm saying that right. All right.
That is what's happening here. But still, it's mildly interesting that somebody else called Genesis Santiago is sending Stephan Sterns care packages. Okay. And if it is, there's actually another person that also emailed me about this same name. And they said that that person seems to be a real estate agent, which is also interesting because Chris Stearns is a real estate agent. So I don't know. I don't like to really dig too much into that because I feel like it could definitely invade someone's privacy. But we are interested. I know we are interested in, like, why is somebody sending him, that spineless creature, care packages? We want to know.
Well, that's why.
Okay,
exactly.
Anyway. So you can see all these dates here. You can see on the left is the date, 1st of March. So the Genesis Santiago one sent on the 24th of Feb and the 1st of March.
All right, and thank you. So the 24th, would she say the 20 something of Feb and the 1st of March, 24th and 1st. So we know what's going down and we kind of understand what the transactions are now. Butterfly Kisses, thank you. There's a membership right there in the chat. Guilty of crime and then /join. And anybody that does join, please make sure you want to be a member here, and you don't have to agree with me, but just, I mean, be open to what we're talking about. If you don't want to be part of it, please don't, because some people buy memberships and then they come at me like, oh, I pay $2.99 a month. You should listen to me rag on you all the time because I pay $1.99 or $2.99 a month. No. Butterfly Kisses, we love you. Get a membership if you want. I appreciate you. All right, let's keep going.
Let me just throw in two more interesting bits, okay? Somebody with that name, that sort of name, has properties associated to Kissimmee, Florida, as well as St. Cloud. And if you know anything about the case, you know that those two locations are also very important. Now, I did some map time. I can't show you that because that would be too much information. As you can see, I've also redacted these for their privacy and safety, and also YouTube's community guidelines, which I am 100% adhering to and not sharing anything that I can't be sharing, even though this is all public record that you can also get yourself. But when I did some map time, it isn't as close as one might imagine to, you know, where Madeline Soto used to live or where her body was found. But still, I mean, it's still an easy drive away. Anyway, so on the 6th of March, also Chris Stearns sent things. So now they first show that, okay, the secure pack.
Well, thank you, my Leo twin. She says, I paid $24.99 a month and I can't get enough of you. I appreciate you so much, Sharon. You know that. All right.
Parcels or whatever, who sent it. And then it shows the actual details of it. And this is where we said that he had received a thermal top from his parents, extra large, natural, and you could see him wearing it in that court hearing. Yeah, he has a little thermal vest under that jumpsuit. Rocky boxer. Maybe he wore the boxer too, for all we know. There's a boxer, a thermal top, and all these other things. Costs.
Thank you.
I don't know what this is. Stealth.
You guys, please thank everybody that are gifting the memberships. I appreciate you. And as we go, I don't want to wait till the very end where people hop off, but I do have I have one more message. I don't know where it went. I do have another message. I'll have to dig it up real quick, but all right, let's see. Because of where he's okay, so where Stefan's housed, he gets the tablet, but phone and visitors are a no. The phones are in the common area, and it's going to come up in a little bit about Stefan having 4 deputies at all time. But apparently it's 2 deputies at all time, and they're very understaffed. And while we're listening to this, I'll find that next message, and we'll get to that before the end. All right, guys. All right. Thank you, Sergio. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for all the memberships. Please thank everybody. Wolfie and Kimberly Mann and more, 1967 and Dawn Grandma 3 for being a member and gifting the memberships. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. All right, let's keep going. I gotta find that message real quick.
fried beans, spicy beans and rice, and a sorry, I can't help laughing. It's just hot pickle. This guy and his hot pickles that he orders, like that baby boy sitting in his cell, feeling sorry for himself, feeling like the perpetual victim all the time, right? Well, that would be double. Perpetual victim. Eating his hot pickles with that little maggot mouth of his. Like, really? Well, damn, the way he almost gobbled up the mic. Can you imagine? Oh, my word. So he's got his keefy coffee and crackers and hot chili with beans, an anti-shank toothbrush, toothpaste, Cool Wave, Menon AP Sport, spicy bean or rice, choco chip cookies, Andy Cap's hot fry, and there's the freaking root beer barrels right there. More root beer barrels. This is on Valentine's Day. Oh my word!
You gotta love
No, he
Gizzle,
must have been so freaking happy to get that on Valentine's Day, huh? Ew. And yeah, his parents sent that to him. Okay, so if we keep on going down over here, remember Madeline Soto was born on February 22nd. And so that would have been her birthday, and she was allegedly murdered around the early morning hours of February 26th. So here, a year later, this mofo is having some ibuprofen, spicy refried bean, spicy bean or rice, cheesy refried.
And she's definitely gotta spice it up, right? Because it gets old looking at freaking logs, like food logs and stuff. So props to her for jazzing that up. After a while, it's like you'd only look at so many logs and see how many times somebody showered and what books they got. Like, this is gonna go on for a while, you guys. Prison's gonna be a while. Michelle Horag, thank you, my love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mean people suck. You don't. Love you, Jay. I appreciate you. Just you guys can think for yourselves. Whatever you don't like, just take that and say, I don't like that. But yeah, keep scrolling. All right, so I did find that, and I want to throw in other messages before this is over. So there's another one here from April 29th. That was I didn't even realize that was from today. Stefan, while I was at work, Stefan texted his mom, and there were some things that they talked about that I told you earlier about Mariella. Now, I'd love to have an interview with Mariella. So if anyone knows who Mariella is by chance, or somebody in the local area, I'd love to talk to Mariella. She did a deposition, and she was the one that talked about Stefan telling her to play dead. And then we started talking about necrophilia and Stefan going back to Maddie that night. So I'm going to read a little bit of this in a minute. Let me gather my thoughts, and we'll read some of that. All right, let's keep going.
Beans, hot chili with beans, keefy coffee, and chicken ramen.
Yeah.
The audacity of him to have ramen 1 year after Madeline was murdered. Wow. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're like, why is she saying the audacity? You got to re-listen to the jail calls. He even says that Maddie used to taste the ramen and then steal it from him and give him evil looks. Yeah, he's very inappropriate, as we know. So just thinking of this, he should not be having that. Definitely not on that day or any other day. Panasonic alkaline batteries, and then he's also got a radio. Okay, so on the 5th of March.
So that's interesting. I think Gizella needs a spicy pickle. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I think it just threw me off.
Hot peanuts, shrimp.
Oh my god, Gizella's cracking me up, and then Deb is talking shit, which is funny. It's just it's funny shit, right? Yeah, we don't want victim blaming, and I don't want any victim blaming. I just want to read to you what Stefan wrote this morning. All right, now I'd love to talk to Mariella based on what he said. Am I reading this and telling you I have an undying love for Stefan and I have an undying anything for Stefan, or am I just reading a text message that he wrote. That's what I'm saying. So when the text messages come out and you read it, you can take your brain and use it and think whatever you want. All right. So let me read some of that. I'm not going to read all of it because some of it's just like, hey, can you get me some more commissary? But this morning he texted his mom, maybe his mom and dad. I don't know. I have it right here from the Osceola County Corrections Department, April 29th at 2:44 p.m. All right. It's right here from Stephan Sterns. It says, hey, well, all that's interesting info. By the way, that woman I was involved with at Disney, her name was Mariella, and she's full of shit. I never had her play dead. That's just stupid. She got pissed off because I broke things off with her when she started getting too intense and too involved way too quickly. And she turned real nasty after that and was acting very immature. So she has been doing her best to distance herself and take a few shots at me for having rejected her. She has some anger issues. And then he calls Maddie M. Right? He calls Maddie M in these messages. He says M. He never writes Maddie. I haven't seen that so far. Maybe he does, but I haven't seen it. M did call me Mr. Stinky, but it was a term of endearment, not a literal label. She knew I was really not stinky, though I did use farts for comedic effect because that was the height of comedy for her, and she was sad or mad or got in a fight with her mom. A perfectly timed toot would often cheer her up and make her laugh. Hey, you do whatever works. As for Naruto, whatever book, if it's not shipped, and it's they start talking about shipments and it's all kind. There's a whole bunch more. I'm gonna just stop at that for now because I know there's gonna be more messages coming up, and I'm sure we're gonna be reporting on plenty of things. All right, let's keep going for now. Again, thank you, Sergio, for being a level-headed information. We're all innocent. We are not the one that killed her or had anything to do with that. You know, we're just writing. I'm reading, and I'm so glad I'm not reading Wade Wilson's messages because Wade Wilson's messages are just awful. The stuff he says, I would never read that. Although this is, but it's not talking about. I don't know if you know about Wade Wilson. All right. No, he did not. He did not use. He says M. In the messages I've seen, it's just M. All right. And you guys will see all that. You'll see all that when it comes out and it's printed. For now, I'm not going to show you my numbers and her numbers and her. I'm not going to dox her. And that's why I want Grizzly to take that down, to at least remove that part.
Ramen, can you imagine what this guy smells like in that cell? Ew. Like refusing showers, refusing uniform exchanges, and eating this hot pork rinds, jalapeno squeeze snack, and whole shebang. And then on the 1st of March, also coffee, oh no, root beer barrels, butterscotch candy, saltine crackers, refried beans, all of that. And so here's more of them, more root beer barrels. As you can see, his parents are sending it to him. Why? Because the jail ran out. How do we know? From previous jail records. And in those previous jail records, it said unauthorized item. And I was like, why is it unauthorized? Oh, because they ran out.
That does crack me up how she says jalapeno. It's a jalapeno. Again, if you guys if you can't laugh at yourself or laugh at others in a way that's not in a bad way, just laugh, chill out. We're here on YouTube all together. All right. So if you can't laugh, then you got to cry. And that's me talking about these damn cases day in and day out. It's like, you go from Madeline Soto to Kaimani Latigue, and then it just gets worse from there, right? How you don't think anything can get worse than Corey Michelo, a beautiful little angel boy that his dad ran him on the treadmill to death. Like, how can anybody do that? Right? So this is what we're doing day in and day out, and it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart either. All right, sarcasm. I just want to thank you and the crew for making me feel welcome, even while I wear my snarky pants 24/7, hence my name. P.S. No more Wade Wilson, please. I stopped Wade Wilson after it became about Christine and Diane. You guys, Carrie can attest to that. I stopped Wade Wilson when it became about Wade Wilson. All right, that's when it's got to stop. When it's just all about that, I can't. I cannot. All right, let's keep going.
That's normally what that would mean on these records. And I'm like, So we have that. And then here's the latest one as well, which is, it still says from the 15th of
Thanks.
the 1st of 2025. Okay, the radio and all that, we've seen that. And so here's some Irish spring soap that he got as well. It's actually a longer list here. Look at that. Lemon drops and moon pie chocolate, hot corn chips. Oh my word. Just have a look at it. Root beer barrels and Keefy pink sugar sub, 10-pack, chicken ramen, sardines. He also eats sardines in his cell. Ew, like just think of him. Like how smelly he already is. And he's like eating sardines and hot pickles and
I know.
root beer candy, and I don't know how his teeth are doing. There is a cherry cheese Danish.
Okay, so apparently Stefan uses initials for everyone. I don't know. We'll see as they come out who he's talking about and what. Now crazy noobs, yeah, right. I feel like that too. If I'm not reporting on true crime, like when I'm off on Saturday and Sunday, you guys, all weekend long, I'm like, I can't wait to tell them about this update on Monday. Or Tuesday comes along and I have something at the end of the at the end of the night, I'm like, I can't wait till the morning. All right, I know. I know. She's got, like you said, got to put your snarky pants or you got to laugh. There's not many things that you could do if you don't want to cry about this.
I will say again, the audacity to even get
audacity.
That. When he spoke about having that, he actually said Madeline had that when we know she was already deceased. So he should never be able to have that again, in my opinion. And beef stew, and then this is from the 28th of the 1st as well. As you can see, all the things there. Okay, potato chips, buffalo wings, whatever. Snickers, chocolate peanut bar. Oh my word. So let's just scroll down here because this is all from similar dates to what we just looked at. Look there, hot pickle. You see, he likes that every time, hot pickles. All right.
Thank you.
And so if you're wondering where I'm seeing the dates, it's here. It's here like this. The 1st of March. Sardines, as we could see. And this one, still all from Chris Sterns, as you could see there.
Yeah.
Let's actually see, where's that Genesis Santiago order? Wait, go back up. Chris Sterns, yes, we could see all, there. Genesis Santiago, what did they send?
All right, and that was interesting too. I was like, is Jenn Soto really Genesis Santiago, and is she really sending peanuts and ramen? No, she's not gonna go to jail for that, you guys. She's not gonna go to jail for that. Yeah, Grizzly is doing a great job of looking like she's grossed out if she's not. All right, looking grossed out if she's not. All right, pickles. Yeah, I normally don't listen to true crime when they have a heavy accent. Her accent is got a good a good balance to it. We'll say that. All right. All right, let's move forward. I cannot wait until
peanuts,
tomorrow.
Ramen shrimp, spicy refried beans, hot pork rinds, jalapeno squeeze snack, whole shebang.
No, it wasn't her.
It's very similar to obviously what his parents sent him, but it's a little bit weird that he's getting it from this person. So Panasonic AAA alkaline batteries and also a radio came from Genesis Santiago. Huh.
She does.
Interesting. And now if we just scroll down, and we're almost done with this, we just scroll down here, then it shows as well, Osceola County Correctional Facility sent order for Sterns Wednesday, April 2nd of 2025. That's the most recent one I have of this, which is single serve Keefy coffee, a sleeve of saltine crackers, butterscotch discs, and Jolly Ranchers. And you can see
Ranchers.
There's his funds of it.
We're just gonna play Jolly Ranchers on over and over. I'm gonna show the Maddie video one more time after this, and a couple pictures that I hadn't seen, if that's okay, Deb. Those two pictures with Stefan and Jen where Jen's hair is purple and they're actually kind of lovey with each other. And then there's one other one of Stefan, like right before he met Jenn. Those are the two that I have. Although I'm sure there's a lot more I haven't seen.
Available, and we know when that gets low, then he speaks to his parents, and then he's like, "Hey, could you put some more money, my commissary?" Shame. Okay, so here as well. Let's just quickly look at this. 9/9/2024. So this is from last year. Okay, so we don't really need to go over that. Anywho, so that is what we have. Oh, here's one for April 2nd of 2025. Same. Jolly Ranchers and all that.
Jolly Ranchers. All right. Thank you, Grizzly.
Yes.
And I'm so glad she came back and somebody messaged her so she could correct herself. And yeah, you guys, if you watch, I'm gonna put the Maddie video up one more time and then show a couple pictures. But if you watch, I highly recommend watch Mandoo, MANDOO, and you'll see that many of the people on it, they're mostly all pedos, right? Most of them are, and they don't get in trouble ever, and they're very much introverts. They do their time, they get out, and they're done. And by the way, they do not ever give chomos enough time, you guys. I don't know if you guys watch if you watch Law and Crime. Yeah, Mandoo's great. There's a Law and Crime from the other day where this lady literally had sex with her family dog, and she kept having sex with their family dog, you guys. She was fascinated with horses' anatomy, and she had sex with their dog, and she got 3 years. But yet, pedos will do that to multiple children, and they get 3 years. So I don't understand. Grateful. Thank you. We'll say a prayer for Maddie that she gets complete and utter justice. Thank you. Thanks for the humor, Jay. I always appreciate it. Hey, you either gotta laugh or you gotta cry or something, right? Yeah, 3 years. She got animal abuse, and I see Mandoo's channel where people get way less than that. So it's kind of disgusting. Let's take a look at Maddie real quick. All of you guys, thank you guys for being here. Yeah, only 3 years, but like I said, watch Mandoo's channel, Wyatt. You will be so upset at how long those people get. All right. All right, let's take a look at this one again. Yeah, you saw that, Barbie? Oh my God. Disgusting. All right, let's take a look. I want to hear this one more time. It's hard to hear.
Oh, you're sitting on that sofa, huh? Oh, you handsome man. He's adorable.
He's adorable.
Yes. Come on. Okay.
No. All right, did it play again? All right, one more time because I was doing something. What's up, Clark? Good to see you, my friend.
Gee, so you being a love bug? Yes. Oh, you're sitting on that sofa, huh? Oh, you handsome.
I saw the date on that one. I think that was 2021. So Maddie would have been what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It was 2021, you guys. Nobody's ever seen that video of her. Nobody's ever seen that video of her because Deb sent that over to me because people were like, how do you know you're talking to Deb? And I'm like, trust me, I'm talking to Deb. I'm not going to take all the heat if I'm not really talking to her. I'm getting so much shit. Trust me, I'm talking to her. And so I put this video on. I have a couple pictures.
Yes, man.
He's adorable.
Yes.
No, you guys haven't seen this. We haven't had it out there. That's why no one's ever seen it. Not on here anyway.
Come on.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful Maddie, man. I wonder how things would be different if Maddie was still here, you guys. I really wonder what would have happened if Maddie wouldn't have, if she wouldn't have gotten killed, right? Don't you wonder that? Like, what would Stefan have got in trouble ever? Would anyone have gotten caught? Would Maddie have gone to therapy? Would anyone ever have found out? What would have happened? So again, there's no numbers or doxing or anything like that, but it says who it's from. All right. You can see it there. That was from April 14th, 2017. This was before he met Jenn Soto. And I think that picture was because he wanted to say that he didn't get the gastric sleeve. Jenn Soto had the gastric sleeve. He didn't. And the roommate misconstrued their bonding of him getting it and Maddie or Jenn getting it. So that's what I was told alternatively to the gastric thing. And then there's another one from June 25th, 2018. And you can see Jenn was still a little bit chunky on the chunky side there. But that's one of the only pictures where you see affection happening with Jenn and Stefan. Right now, it was short-lived, and I think they were broken up more than they were together. But with those interviews and everything, it's just a whole different thing. And thank you, Synth. Thank Synth, guys, for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. Now, the gastric sleeve is not as intrusive as a gastric bypass, but from what I was told, and I wonder if Jen's ever going to speak, if Jen's ever going to speak about this, but her mom Yolanda insisted that Jenn Soto get the gastric sleeve, and as a matter of fact, she paid for it. All right. So that being said, yeah, that's what I hear. It's corrected by it. I'm not going to bring the roommate into it. I'm not going to bring the roommate at all into this situation because she didn't want to be brought into it in the first place. She has a wife and kids that are special needs. So I'm not going to bring her into it and say, hey, you got it wrong. No, I'm just going to say thank you and let her move on. All right. The Genesis Santiago's on Facebook. Middle name is Genesis Soto Santiago. Yeah, but it's not her. Okay, so people are still swirling. People are swirling around Facebook thinking that Genesis Soto Santiago is from Jenn Soto's family, and they really don't want to accept that it's not Jenn Soto. So, Nancy, if you're watching this, thank you for texting me. I'll reach back out to you after this. You guys, it's not Jenn Soto. I wish it were Jenn Soto so she could get in some kind of trouble, but it's not her. It's the cell or the inmate across from Stephan Sterns' girlfriend. Thank you for being a member for 10 months. Sweet forever, Maddie. We pray shalom over your soul. May your eyes need those fake parental units again. Only Jesus, only peace. You're crazy, Synth. You're crazy. Yeah, Soto is like Smith in the Florida area. There are a ton of Sotos, but we still want that evil potato to be brought to justice, and we want her to be arrested, you guys. We want her to also be sitting in jail until trial comes, all right? So don't get that twisted. And that's it. I see you guys heading out. You guys hit the like button, share, subscribe if you support the channel. If not, keep on scrolling. In the background, if you know, you know. I love you guys. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to talk about if we think the motion is going to go through and the aggravating factors of it. All right. Have a good one. Thanks to everybody that donated, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Let's get rid of Jenn Soto's name, and we're out.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?